Hi, my friends, and welcome to this episode of Healing Codependency. I'm Marshall Berkshire, and today we're going to talk about transformation number 3 in liberating ourselves from the people-pleasing impulse, and that specifically has to do with our worth. So my work is centralized around 3 primary foundational concepts: emotional safety, social belonging, independent self-worth. I call these the 3 necessities. They are the starting point of your liberation from codependency. I have learned over the 17 years of doing this that when these are not in place, we don't succeed, we don't heal, we don't grow. When they are in place, we do, because they help the body feel safe enough to disengage from the fawning reflex that drives codependency. That's the cool part about this, is codependency is an expression of this fawn reflex, this idea that I need to please and appease the other in order to have a sense of safety, belonging, or self-worth, or all 3 of them. When we are resourcing emotional safety, belonging, and self-worth in assertive ways that are aligned with our true nature of being whole, being powerful, and having innate value or indomitable worth, the whole thing changes, because the body feels safe enough to disappoint people, feels safe enough to say no, feels safe enough to have boundaries, to have limits, feels safe enough to get a little angry on its own behalf, to speak up and assert itself, because it's no longer feeling at risk in losing these things. It's able to resource them. And with People Pleasing Transform, that starts here in a couple of days, we are focused specifically on rooting you in an independent sense of self-worth. That independent sense of self-worth is essential to understanding yourself, because it's through worth that our true, or what I call aligned identity, comes to life. So in people-pleasing, a lot of times our worth is tangled up in the other person's approval and their rejection. And we are chasing that. We are seeking that because we think that if they love us, they like us, they approve of us, then we are lovable. We are worthy. But instinctively, we live with that anxiety that says, well, what happens if they don't? What happens if they change their mind? That kind of anxiety riddled my life for decades. It prevented me from pursuing relationships that mattered to me, expanding success in my career and my businesses. It led me to spending money in ways that led me into debt and created a lot of challenges for me, because I was trying to prove myself as worthy. I was trying to fill this hole in me that was created by the lie that said my worth is dependent on other people's approval. My lovability is dependent on how people love me. And when I started to liberate this, unblend it from them, and return it back to me, then I started to nurture and nourish myself. And these habits stopped. Instead, I started choosing things that mattered to me. I started feeling more and more confident in who I am. I started becoming more indifferent to upsetting other people and disappointing them in their expectations of me. I started being more direct about what I wanted and what I did not want in my relationships. And I started to finally feel and understand my innate power. So my friends, dealing with people pleasing, it's about this externalization of that power and that worth through that power. So it's like, I need their approval. You're always going to feel insecure, small, possibly even weak, because the power that comes from that worth is tangled up in them. But when we return that value, that worth back to ourselves, we retrieve it from them. With that comes that power to be you, choose you, and enjoy the results you gain in your life from that alignment. So let's go a little deeper on independent self-worth. So in my work, worth is not earned, worth is not generated. We are not building self-esteem. We are accessing worth that's already part of us. I call it indomitable worth or innate value. It's something that we are made up of. It is our essence, our true rooted nature. It's calm, It's centered, it's grounded, it's curious, it's light and expansive and energizing, and it contains connection to our innate purposes, the things that satisfy us, our intuitions, our joys, the things that we're here to do come from this innate worth. And so in my work, when you work with me, we start accessing that through a process of value retrieval and then through attunement. And in People Pleasing Transformed, we work heavily on retrieving that value from the people, places, and things we've blended it up in, that we've put it into. And then we take time to help you attune to it and feel that worth. And then begin to trust it. When we trust our worth, we are trusting ourselves. And from there opens the doors of intuition, opens the doors of answers to problems and challenges you're facing, opens the door to being yourself in a way that produces things that matter to you. So it all starts with this retrieval of that value from the person, place, or thing we've put it into, and then allowing that worth to become sovereign. That means it's independent of all conditions. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to demonstrate your worth. You live through it and from it. You're expressing yourself through that lens. Now, that's a big concept. When I first encountered this in my own healing way back in 2014, it broke my brain. And it took me good 7-8 months just to get used to the idea that my worth has no conditions. It's not dependent on anything. So in People Pleasing Transform, that starts here on January 26th, I'm going to teach you how to retrieve that value and how to start embodying it, how to start attuning to it. Because when that happens, your people pleasing is going to go like, I don't want that. It's not aligned for me. It's yucky. You're going to be more and more safe. You're going to feel a lot safer rejecting people or tolerating their disappointment. Your capacity expands because it's not constricted out of fear, because it believes its worth is at risk. You're able to rest. You're able to have some peace of mind just with this one shift. And then we couple this with unblending from the people-pleasing identity and then building capacity and soothing discomfort. You're going to be a powerhouse in being autonomous in your world. So that people-pleasing isn't driving your results anymore. Instead, your joy is, your values are, who you want to be starts to show up in the world. And then you start getting true aligned results for yourself, which is going to include people not liking you. It's going to include conflicts in relationships that you get to resolve. And it gets to include friends that like you just because you exist. Relationships that adore you because you exist. Jobs or businesses or whatever that's satisfying to do. And it's not draining. It's not depleting for you because you're aligned with you. And this is the foundation to those kinds of results. So yeah, come join us. And that sets you free from your people-pleasing impulse and start you on the journey of exiting that survival identity, that survival phase of your journey, move you through the healing phase where you're starting to come to know, love, and be yourself. So you can discover and just go out and create things that matter to you, which moves you into the final phase of exiting codependency, which is the creation or creator phase, where you take on the power you innately have to shape your reality. So you have the relationships you really want, the peace of mind you desire, the successes you desire, the fulfillments, the achievements, those dreams you have can become true for you. So to enroll, go to healyourcodependency.com or check the link below if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. We start here in just a couple days. Go gently with this. Explore this idea of having innate independent worth. And you can do that with this question: what shifts if I trust just a bit that my worth is independent of all conditions? And then come join us in People Pleasing Transform to discover that for yourself. So thank you again for showing up. Let me know your thoughts below. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Go gently, go kindly with yourselves. And I'll see you in our next episode. Bye-bye. Hey, thank you for listening to today's episode. Are you looking for additional guidance in how to exit your codependency and create a life that's satisfying for you? If so, come join me in my email community. You can do that by going to join.freetheself.com or checking the description below and clicking the link there to join that community. You will receive more mentorship and guidance from me on how to navigate the 3 phases of thriving beyond codependency, those phases being survival, healing, and creation, as well as opportunities to join my courses, workshops, and other trainings that I offer throughout the year. So come join us there, and I will see you in our email community. Bye-bye.